Noma tushen arziki. Noma tushen arziki.
Noma tushen arziki. Noma tushen arziki. Lola ya taimaka.
Noma tushen arziki. A Niger ba korafi. Lola ya taimaka.
Noma tushen arziki. A Niger ba korafi. Lola ya taimaka.
A Niger ba korafi. Lola ya taimaka. Noma tushen arziki.
Niger State, created in 1976, is a land of immense natural resources, the largest and major contributor to the national policy on food security, having been blessed with a vast tract of rich and cultivable land. Niger State, north-central Nigeria, provides a vast field of the earth's gifts. The hands on the plow these days are determined, sensitive and proactive in ensuring a seamless harnessing of the state resources for the well-being of the people. With about 10% of Nigeria's land mass rich and uniquely cultivable, Niger State possesses an almost inexhaustible surface and underground water resources which naturally boost all-year irrigated farming practices.
It is agriculture that is the surest pathway to diversifying our economy, to ensuring food security and improving our foreign exchange earnings. The incredible potential of Niger State requires translation to jobs, to public revenues and prosperity for all.
Niger State landmass alone is more than the large mass that we have in the southeastern part of Nigeria. So certainly it poses a great agricultural opportunity for the country, creating jobs for the unemployed.
Being in Niger State, which is the bread, the basket of agriculture area in Niger State, it will help us a lot. There's a lot of opportunities.
It is therefore not surprising that Governor Abubakar Sani Bello-led administration had from the onset indicated that on any scale of preference, agriculture will rank very high in its priority list and has shown greater commitment to stimulating the economy and bringing prosperity to the state and her citizens. Identifying the vast potential of his state, Governor Abubakar Sani Bello hit the ground running by indicating that agriculture is a priority.
Mostly in the past, like people would always say Niger State is a civil servant state. But having looked at the potentials in Niger State, the opportunities in so many sectors, we can move Niger State from a civil servant state to a productive state. We have close to 1 million hectares of land for rice. 1 million hectares.
We believe sooner or later, Niger State will be the most reliant, self-reliant agriculturally, economically empowered, and also thoughtfully the state will be the light of this country.
Developing the sector as a catalyst for economic development and job creation, the Abubakar Sani Bello-led administration is a partner in progress for farmers, providing regular farm inputs. The administration has also released funds for the resuscitation and distribution of mechanized tillers, abandoned for years to boost agricultural activities in Niger State. To improve domestic competence in the sector, the state government initiated partnership with foreign investors in the areas of sugar and rice production. This area is currently experiencing exponential growth and development.
Noma tushen arziki. Noma tushen arziki.
Noma tushen arziki. Noma tushen arziki. Lola ya taimaka.
The South Korean government, through the Korean International Cooperation Agency, has established a modern rice processing complex in Bida, Niger State, under its Technical Assistance Program to Nigeria to improve the competitiveness of Nigerian-produced rice in the international market. The federal government and the Niger State government have several synergistic programs running with remarkable successes recorded. Under the Project Partnership Agreement, the agriculture policy of Niger State government has received a boost through sustained partnerships in intervention projects such as Fadama 3 DFID IFAD Value Chain Development Program and the Agricultural Transformation Agenda Support Program. There is also the uniquely impactful Anchor Borrowers Scheme of the CBN, which Governor Abubakar Sani Bello had leveraged upon to ensure its percolation to farmers in the state, while supporting beneficiaries and other farmers with extension services and added expertise to ensure better yields.
The policy is okay because by empowering farmers with this equipment, as you can see, I'm a really farmer and I come from village. And it is a shame for a village man to be sitting in the town and be buying food. So we really appreciate the policy, and inshallah we will not fail the government too.
Ever since the creation of the state in 1976, we have never had it so good as we have it in this administration under the leadership of Alhaji Abubakar Sadiq Sani Bello. We really appreciate it because it's going to boost rice production. The civil servants, instead of spending weekends sleeping at home, at least you wake up in the morning, you go back to the farm weekend, Saturday, Sunday, and probably public holidays.
This issue of development rice production in Niger State, we have key interests in this sector that lead the people, if you can see, to actualize its aim by expanding the rice production in Niger State. In fact, we have been hearing reform for a long time, but it has been extended to civil servants in the state.
I feel taking this loan will boost my economy and we have more impact on my people because I will be able to help others to grow.
Very, very impressive because being a farmer is even a blessing. And today, I'm one of those that are very much happier than any other person.
The government of Abubakar Sani Bello has been able to provide support to farmers, especially small-scale farmers in the state, by increasing market accessibility through the provision of rural access roads, which has in turn improved their socio-economic status. It has, through a mutually beneficial partnership with RAMP, embarked on surface dressing of 240 kilometers of rural roads across the state. The Tegina Farm Institute, that has been in a sorry state over the years, was upgraded within this same economically difficult year for most societies. It is said that in difficult times, it is better to invest. In this spirit, and despite the economic downturn, the state government was able to develop 50 hectares of oil palm plantation, and the planting of 2,500 oil palm seedlings was carried out at Laboji, in Mokwa local government area.
The governor has approved the establishment of an oil palm plantation at Laboji. We had actually proposed 50 hectares, but considering some logistics shortcomings, we have decided to narrow it down to make it 30 hectares, just to make it like a pilot scheme. And if you go there now to Laboji, you can see it. It's by the roadside. That we expended 66,987,000 naira. Is there, and by the end of this year, when you get there, you'll be surprised of what you're going to see.
Also, government procured and distributed 30 metric tons of improved sesame seeds to farmers all over the state under the Sesame Value Chain Development Program. The state government also completed the Chanchaga and Tamani irrigation schemes, while that of Agaye and Bakogi are ongoing, all in a bid to ensure food security.
The Executive Governor of Niger State had equally approved the establishment of one new irrigation scheme at Tamanai in Bogor local government area, and the reactivation of 4 additional ones, existing ones, at Leoji in Kontagora local government, one in Chanchaga under Chanchaga local government, one in Agaye under Agaye local government, and the other one at Bankogi at Kacha local government area, at the total sum of 215,743,716 naira 50 kobo.
Employment opportunities across the agriculture value chain. This administration has trained 100 youths in modern agribusiness techniques under the Greenhouse Project to replace the cumbersome traditional agricultural techniques. Governor Sani Bello has, in addition to procuring hundreds of tractors, annually subsidized fertilizer for the rural farmers across the state to boost mechanized farming.
Noma tushen arziki, noma tushen arziki,
noma tushen arziki, noma tushen arziki, lole ya taimaka.
Noma tushen arziki.
The government, we are committed to ensuring our people get the best out of agriculture sector through deliberate policies and programs that are targeted at increased yield and access to competitive markets.
We thank God for the fertilizer distribution, and among the first beneficiary, Allah Alhamdulillah, because farmers need good seed, good fertilizer at the right time, and we are able to get the fertilizer and the seed at the right time. So our prayer to Almighty God to continue blessing His Excellency, our governor.
Government has flagged off the fertilizer at the right time.
We are very grateful to our state government who produced us for the farmer for the fertilizer.
In livestock or animal husbandry in general, there is a new lease of life. Bobi is a quiet and rather sleepy settlement in Mariga local government area. It is, however, waking up to a beautiful reality of agricultural transformation, germinating from the concepts and actualities birthed by the Governor Abubakar Sani Bello-led administration.
But in terms of direct empowering, the idea here is to empower 9,000 people. Each of these 9,000 people should increase by at least 1 million naira per annum. So with this program, if it succeeds, the income here to the state government, to the people of the state government, will increase approximately about 9 billion per annum. It's not going to be a joke. We want each person to be able to do better for himself.
Having gazetted 33,731 hectares to establish a model grazing reserve in Bobi, Mariga and Mashegu local government areas, the farmers and agribusiness in Bobi and its adjoining communities now have vast livestock resources to boost meat and dairy production while minimizing farmer-herder confrontations.
The first step is to scientifically create a better cow that will give more milk and will enrich the herders.
A program where we crossbreed to get better breed for milk and for beef. And hopefully, in the next few weeks, we'll start artificial insemination there. So we are very, very strict when it comes to veterinary services, and we are very, very strict when it comes to traceability. And any cattle that does not pass our minimum health standard is being taken away from the group.
This creative solution is an economic and social win, which already has the buy-in of several investors.
Bobi Grazing Reserve is where much attention is. That is why we have so many companies key in to produce milk locally. Federal government imports more than 3 billion naira milk every year to this country. The federal government want to put a stop to it. That is why the grazing reserve in Bobi was open to various investors, which include the almighty WAMCO, which produces the pig milk and other accessories. We have Chi Nigeria Limited, which is a branch of Coca-Cola. We have Irish Dairy, is another name of IDM, and 2 other indigenous companies, all in Bobi, trying to produce milk locally.
We can't keep on importing in Nigeria. It's not good for us, it's not good for our children. So unfortunately, they will still import milk into Nigeria. So this government initiative with CBN, federal government and Niger state government, to us is a wonderful and laudable idea. That's why we're investing to make sure that in this land, we have our cows, we can produce milk. Hopefully in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years, we don't need to import milk into Nigeria anymore.
And with the new Napier grass, 1 hectare can support 30 cows instead of the old system of 6 cows, which means Niger State alone can produce up to 10 million cows with at least 3 million milking cows daily, virtually 1 liter for every citizen of Niger State.
With the ingenuity and dexterity of a businessman and an accomplished entrepreneur, Governor Sani Bello conceived and developed the Ruga model through the establishment of a massive 33,731 hectares multi-million naira Bobi grazing reserve to boost meat and dairy production, generate revenue and curb insecurity amidst the increasing farmers-herders clash, which has remained a threat to the equilibrium and corporate existence of the country.
The livestock transformation agenda of Niger State is the effort made towards pasture development. For instance, in Bobi, we have 9 dams, and each dam is taking care of pasture fields of various investors.
Substantial amount of resources has been invested in the last few years. At this point, we can start making money from here, from pasture. You can see the pasture is ready. In fact, we have too much pasture available. The pasture we have now is able to feed 9,000 cows. We have more than enough pasture, and going forward, part of the scheme is once we finish the program, the excess of pasture can be sold to any parts of the world or any other part of the country. From the government point of view, for example, we're looking at it more from the security point of view before the economic point of view. And the main reason is to address the issues of farmers' herders conflict. So we try to encourage some form of ranching to allow our herders to stay in one place where they can. We have built schools, we've built dams. You can see there's pasture, there's veterinary services. So they have no reason to move cattle hundreds of kilometers from north down south. That will reduce drastically the amount of conflict between herders and farmers.
The one thing constant in life is change, personal or societal, intrinsic or extrinsic.
WAMCO, the company we signed agreement with some days back, are doing theirs on the other part. But everything you're seeing here is still government effort. The irrigation scheme, we're planting the Napier grass, the bracharia, the nursery which is just inspected now for grass. And at the same time, we're trying to train the herdsmen within the grazing reserve on how to live side by side with each other and to maintain peace.
The governor of Niger State, Alhaji Abubakar Sani Bello, in his wisdom, is doing everything possible to make sure that Niger State is situated in the right place of where it should. And we want to migrate from what we are being referred to as a civil service state to an industrial state. And that is why the focus mainly now in Niger State is agriculture and industrialization.
But then how prepared are people and society for it? One of such changes, as anticipated, is unfolding gradually but interestingly in Bobi rural community of Mariga local government area of Niger State, a welcome development for the people. In this case, the change is positive, developmental and progressive, resulting in noticeable and transformational improvement of not just human lives, but the entire community. Thanks to the innovative ideas and proactive steps taken by Niger State Governor Abubakar Sani Bello, ensuring the changing phase of Bobi community. Fascinating is the change here, with the establishment of a 33,731 hectares multi-million naira model grazing reserve right in the heart of north-central Nigeria. Social and economic structures are visible landmarks of the rural agricultural haven the Governor Abubakar Sani Bello-led administration will be remembered for. Beyond availing nutritious and fresh dairy products to the doorsteps of the rural dwellers and adjoining communities, the people can now boast of vast livestock resources, another source to boost their income-generating activities while keeping their food supplies fresh and healthy.
Honestly, we are happy with this initiative by the state government. This would go a long way in curbing farmer-herder clashes. If not for this initiative, honestly, it would have been difficult for Fulani people to remain in the state and even in the country. For us, herders, if not for this policy that is bringing us together, we don't know how we would have come together. We understand that government is making efforts to bring us together to graze without clashing with farmers. If this is achieved, we will be most grateful. For us in this area, we don't have much issues because we do not to go to farms again to graze, but settle.
It doesn't end there. Today, Bobi village and environs have access to quality education and healthcare services, all to ensure their well-being. As they say, health is wealth. Diversification for Bobi is gaining credence as the locals get involved in the production process itself, hence providing a deeper sense of connection and ownership to the investment and an increased need for personal and communal responsibility. With people flocking in and out, consequent on the beehive of agricultural transformation, it won't be wrong to say Bobi is on a quest to become a tourist site. Talking about changes, even women and youth are counting their gains with the diverse skills acquisition availed to them.
Then as you see on the part of women, we have this program also. We have the rams and the goat. We have two major ceremonies in this country, the Salah and the Christmas. And they are normally about 6-7 months away from each other. So we give women loan now to buy rams that they can rear for the Salah. After the Salah, they sell the cows and buy goats that are more popular in Christmas. And then they rear the goats from July to December and sell for Christmas. With this program, if it succeeds, we hope every woman in her husband's house will be able to make 300,000-400,000 naira per annum, which is a far-fetched dream now.
The security aspect is not left out, as more than 300 security operatives have been deployed to maintain law and order in the area.
I can assure you we will do whatever it takes to secure this place without having to give you details. But I'm committed, I'm determined to do whatever it takes to ensure that investments there are being secured, both on the government side and on the private sector.
We have provided a whole security architecture around the reserve. And that this is in terms of men, in terms of equipment, in terms of some communication systems that we know will be able to deter any potential rustler that will want to get into the reserve.
That's not all. To make the 33,731 hectares Bobi Grazing Reserve a model in Nigeria, Governor Abubakar Sani Bello is collaborating with a number of companies while working assiduously to actualizing the goal.
First of all, we're very happy in Nigeria. We're very successful in Nigeria since 60 years with peak and 3 crowns. And we have a dairy development program where we help farmers to improve the quality and the quantity of the milk production. And we do that in Oyo State already, and we're going to extend that now to Niger State. And I'm extremely happy that we signed an MOU with the governor today to extend our program to help the farmers of Nigeria. When the farmers are healthy, we are healthy as a company. So that's really going hand.
WAMCO, they're going to bring a lot of value addition, they're going to create a lot of jobs, they're going to create an entire new economy in that sector. So we are very excited about the whole thing because it will improve our revenues.
The Landmark Initiative has brought about the desired growth and development to the area and equally attracted a number of investors. Already, 5,000 hectares of land is being developed at the reserve by WAMCO Nigeria Limited to start the first indigenous milk production company in the country. Collaborations are also ongoing with countries with pedigree in livestock and dairy production, such as Brazil, Hungary, Netherlands, India, and Pakistan. There's also a plan to import a particularly nutritious breed of cattle to enhance production.
There is a clear, framework for improving the quality of the breeds, of the cattle that these pastoralists, usually hold. We know traditionally they have the Sokoto, Gudali, the White Fulani, and all of them. But we are bringing in, exotic breeds that will crossbreed, so that they can increase, the productivity of the local breeds.
we felt we are the solution to the current problem. And that is why Niger State government is playing a dual role. One, helping the Nigerian government in addressing the crisis. And two, addressing our basic needs of empowering our people at the grassroots.
It's a matter of time before the name Bobi in Niger State, north central Nigeria, begins to ring a bell in Africa and the world at large whenever a grazing reserve is mentioned.
Noma tushen arziki. Noma tushen arziki.
Noma tushen arziki.